Hey everybody, welcome to Wednesday here on JTV. I'm David Rice. Is it just me or has it been really, really cold? It's not baseball weather.
It's very cold. Yeah, it's football weather.
It's football weather, but it's not baseball weather. It'll be cold tomorrow at Comerica.
Oh yeah, it will be. But I'm excited. I'm excited for tonight and tomorrow.
Yep. We'll talk about that more in a couple minutes. Thanks to the Insurance Circle Agency, Pataki Orthodontics, Minuteman Sewer and Drain. I'm David Rice. It's Adam. Hello, Adam.
Hello.
Our picks are still close, so this is a big week.
I need to know.
I'm not going to tell you right now. We have a lot of good college football games on deck, too.
I'm hoping we pick some different ones so I can make up some ground, because I know I'm down. I just don't know by how much.
There aren't really any high school games, maybe one or two that we'll pick different on.
I think there's one.
Well, I know there's one, and I know what game you're talking about.
We don't know
And
yet.
there's one team you better not take in that game.
We don't know.
But other high school sports, let's get started. The girls golf playoffs started on Tuesday. Division IV at Cascades, Columbia, EJ, and Lumen all qualified for states after yesterday, after playing at Cascades. They all placed in the top three. As a team, Columbia, we talked about it the last couple times on the show. Them and Lumen are the two teams to watch out for. And Columbia shot 354 as a team. EJ 404 and Lumen 415. Logan Bentley of Columbia individually finished first with a 2 over par 74, and Anna McCubbins from Napoleon shooting an 83. D4 state final will be held at Forest Acres West. Adam, do you know where Forest Acres West is at?
I have never even heard of that. Yeah, I don't know where that's at.
Might have to get Noah in here. Forest Acres West next Friday and Saturday, October 18th and 19th. And the D2 at Coldwater Northwest finished 9th with a four-man total of 447. And tonight, Wednesday, soccer districts start first round at Harper Creek Westerns District versus Battle Creek Central, 6 o'clock. Lansing Catholic Division III. Center playing Lansing Catholic, Columbia playing Stockbridge, and Grass Lake playing Onsted.
I found where that Forest Acres West golf course. Yeah. That's actually an MSU golf course. That's on I think that's like at their campus or on their campus.
Oh, okay.
Because the site for it is msu.edu, so it's like it's a part of their.
Oh, it's state's course.
Yeah,
okay,
that's cool.
And that's where the soccer finals are too. Are up in MSU.
Oh, okay. I thought you said it was on. I thought you were going to say it was on the golf course. I was like, I don't know how they're going to do that.
We'll put a net out there. And then D4, Jackson Christian, the only local school hosting soccer playoffs. They play Wednesday today at 4:30, and then Lumen Christi at 5 o'clock. So all the golf and soccer playoffs and pictures and other volleyball highlights too. JTV.tv. We actually will have volleyball highlights in a few minutes after the break as well, so stay tuned for that. And before we go to highlights here, do want to touch on the Tigers because we have not been with you guys since they won game one on Wednesday.
Lost game one, and then won game two.
Or won game two, sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, it's 1-1 now.
Yes.
3-0. Kerry Carpenter is the hero.
Woo! Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I texted you right when he hit it because it was insane. But, yeah, that was a great win, and hopefully we can pick up another win tonight so we can go up 2-1. First postseason game in Detroit since 2013, I believe. 2014, 2013, something like that.
So, that sounds about right.
So, yeah, crazy. Super excited.
So, if they win today, 2-1, and
can end it at home tomorrow. Tomorrow
the JTV crew will be there Thursday night at Comerica. We will have a picture on our Facebook page. I'll take some sort of picture.
I was going to say you'll have to
bring back a picture for the show Monday. Yeah. So Tigers, TBS Wednesday, Thursday night. Wednesday is actually 3 o'clock. That's early.
Yeah, and by the time everybody hears this, we're gonna know what the result
Monday.
of the game is. Yeah.
Thursday though, we will get back to you Monday, and we'll tell you how the rest of the series went. Hopefully positive. But it'll be a good time. I haven't even been to a Tigers game this year.
How long has it been since were you at a game last year, or has it been?
I went to two last year. The last one I went to was Miggy's last home game.
I went
wait,
to
you
were at that game because I was at that game too.
Yeah, I was at that game.
Oh, you know what? You're right. I do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they had the orange that tried to spell out "thank you." It was "thank you, Miggy." I think they had the orange or whatever section you sat in, the different colored like paper to make the.
Me and Austin, I think we were just too hungry. We were just eating burgers. We were just sitting there during
beer
that thing,
and
just eating a burger.
burgers.
Yeah, which is great.
Well, that sounds good too.
Mm-hmm.
But we will come back with the Tigers on Monday. Also later in the show, we'll have all of our picks. It is close. I am still leading Adam, but it is close, just like last week.
So much on the line.
Going into last week, it was 54-51. Yours truly with the lead. This week, I'm still in the lead, and I will tell you the result when we get to the picks.
Oh, what a cliffhanger!
Plus, we'll talk more at the end of the show, more about Jay High and Chelsea as well. So we have a good show. But when we come back, we will take you out to volleyball. Thanks to Noah Baker for filming those highlights. So volleyball highlights are on the way. Welcome back here on JTV. I'm David Rice. Thanks to the Insurance Circle Agency. Thanks to Pataki and Minuteman, of course, bringing us another football night in Jackson coming up Friday night. We'll talk about that. Week 7 already coming up. I can't believe that. And then after that, it's Halloween and then the playoffs.
And then playoff time. Yeah, and then we're getting into the Thanksgiving and playoffs.
Yeah. But yeah, I can't believe playoffs are already coming up. So we will get to that.
We can win a game.
Sorry, I just had to get that in there somehow.
Well, there's a couple teams in our picks who are still fighting to win games. So, but nonetheless, thanks to JTV's Noah Baker though for going out and getting volleyball highlights. You can check those out too at jtv.tv and on the locker room and on our social media. But we'll take you first to Concord, where the mayor, Matt Lehman, is at. Go Jackets. Concord taking on Hillsdale Academy, and then after that we will take you closer over to Napoleon. They had a quad actually yesterday, Tuesday night. Napoleon, Manchester, Jonesville, and Columbia. So we'll take you to Concord, Napoleon, and then after that we'll get to our picks.
This
Hey, welcome back here on JTV. Thanks to Noah and our JTV sports crew for the volleyball highlights from Concord and for Napoleon. Let's get to our picks. Going into last week, I was up 54-51, and now coming into this week, Adam Bragginser with 61 and David Rice at 65.
Oh, man. Okay, 4.
It is still close.
Yeah, 4, though. That's a lot.
It
All
was
right.
3 last week. I was up by, now
Yeah,
I'm
so
up
you
by
gained-
4.
What was it again? I want to write that down.
65-61.
65-61. Okay, so I got to make up some ground here.
Okay. Well, let's begin 8-man action. Concord has struggled, and they play Holgate from Ohio. Give me Holgate from Ohio.
See, now I feel like I'm going to be playing this to just try to counter you, to try to gain some ground. But I don't think this is the game to do it. Give me Holgate. Don't know much about them, but I know that Concord has struggled, so I don't want to differ in this one. I don't want to go on a limb here. Maybe Concord can prove me wrong, but I'll take Holgate here.
We might have a toss-up in this one because both undefeated, 6-0, the two top teams in the Big 8 Conference, Springport taking on also undefeated, second place, back-to-back Big 8 Conference champions defending Union City, the Chargers. This was tough for me.
Oh, man, who's he picking?
Give me Coach Pack and the Spartans to go 7-0.
Oh, man, that's a big one right there. To gain ground, I will take Union City. I was originally going to take the Port. Of course, I was going to take the Port.
It's going to be a good game. That I respect that pick.
Yeah, that'll be one that we differ in. But I think that game will be a one-possession game by the end. I just don't know where,
So you're taking the Chargers.
I'll take the Chargers. Not the Jim Harbaugh Chargers, but
I wouldn't
these
pick
Chargers.
Jim Harbaugh's
Yeah,
Chargers. Traverse City St. Francis taking on Lumen Christi. They had 2 good battles against each other in the 2022 season. Of course, low scoring. They played each other. Lumen beat them at Ford Field in the second of 2 games. And then we had their regular season matchup on JTV from a couple years ago. They did not play St. Francis last year. So the last time we saw these 2 teams play, we were at Ford Field. And then week 2 or 3 before that in the 2022 season. Give me the Titans from Lumen.
Yeah, I mean, you knew I was going to pick the Titans here, but yeah, I think the Titans are still the best.
I
team
don't
in the
see
area.
Lumen losing again.
No. I think I said that early on. I thought they were going to go undefeated, so the fact that they did have that loss.
And I think based on the current projections, they're only going to have one tough playoff opponent. Otherwise, they're going to cruise through the playoffs too.
But I think this is such an interesting game. This is probably, for them, this is the most interesting game of the year. Could be the most competitive game of the year, but give me the Titans.
The Hunger Bowl at Northwest, of course, always Western versus the Mounties. If you're going, donate any way you can to help out. Give me the Panthers to bounce back and beat the Mounties.
Same here. Panthers, sure, Northwest needs to win, but the Panthers need this win more. They're super, super talented team that really needs to pick up this victory against Northwest. So I'll take Western on the road.
Hanover taking on Addison out of the Cascades West. Addison's been struggling. Obviously, give me Hanover.
Yeah, we just saw the Comets. They're terrific. So I'm going to take Hanover here.
Real quick, I do have a viewer/listener shout
okay.
out. I do want to give. She's actually friends with my mom, and she said the team watches our picks and listens to our show.
Oh, no. Okay.
And said we did a great job.
Oh, thank you.
At the game at Hanover last week. So
Thank you.
thank you for watching and thank you for listening. So I'll take Hanover. Another Cascades West battle. Homer, 0-6 taking on Columbia. I swear, Adam, if you pick Homer,
Hey, come on.
I know you have to gain ground.
I do.
Do not pick Homer. I know you're going to end up
No.
on a certain page again if you pick Homer, because you know Columbia's going to beat Homer. So I'm of course I'm taking Columbia. I don't have to add anything else.
I'll take Columbia. Here's the thing. They're gonna win. They're gonna win. I can't.
Do we have
afford-
our studio audience?
Oh wait, hold on. Yeah.
Thank you.
But I can't. I just can't. We got a lot riding on this. I don't want to have to show up in Green Bay colors. So I got to go
Right,
with
but
who I
we
think's
still
going to win.
we still have 2 weeks left after this, and you know what? I'll add something on here.
Okay.
We'll do picks for the first round of the playoffs too, for those teams that are in it.
Okay, that's fair.
So
then we're going-
including this week. You still have 3 weeks, and you're only down 4. And this is a game where it's a pretty easy pick.
Yeah, no, and I'm not. All jokes aside, I wasn't going to take home. Or Columbia is going to be the team that's going to win that game. But if I'm going to take a,
You sure you weren't going to take Homer?
but if if I'm going to try to take a chance here, I feel like the game that I did differ with you on is probably going to be more likely to happen. So, yeah, I got Columbia, and with the next game being Jonesville and the Cook, I'm going to roll and just say that Jonesville's going to keep on rolling. They're going to pick up the victory here.
Yeah, Jonesville's going to keep rolling. Give me Jonesville as well over Vandercook. Cascades East battle. This is going to be a good one.
This could go either way, man.
It could, and Center got a big 33-28 win over Grass Lake last week. Looking at the playoff points, there are 3 teams in the area who either need to win out to make the playoffs or can only lose one more game. Those 3 teams are Grass Lake. They need to win out. If they lose at all anymore, they're out, and they play Manchester this week. Center and Jonesville can still both get in, even if they lose one more game.
Oh, okay.
So not this week, week 7, you really have to start looking at playoffs now. Before we started to look at it a little bit, but this week is really the first week where the playoffs matter now. So Center taking on Napoleon. I still think Napoleon, especially their offensive line, is going to be too much. Although I do think it'll be a great game. It'll be close. Give me the Pirates.
Man, I want to take Michigan Center really bad. I really do. I just Napoleon has just impressed me so much with the run game, and that offensive line is so good, like you said. I have to take Napoleon here. But I hope everybody for Michigan Center realizes it was very, very close. I was very close to taking Michigan Center here, but with that offensive line, give me the Pirates.
I don't think we've only had one different pick so far.
I
right?
know
Springport
this
and,
stinks. We'll make it up with the NFL and college. We'll maybe differ there.
because there's a lot of close ranked games
There
in
is.
college
There
too.
is.
Leslie versus EJ. Give me Leslie.
Yeah, their offensive attack is absolutely ridiculous. They have so many weapons. Great quarterback. I'll take Leslie.
Grass Lake has to win out to secure a spot in the playoffs, and even if they win out, they'll play at Lumen in the first round.
But
I'm going against my school.
what is this? What is this? What are you doing going against your
Well,
school?
other than Leslie, I think the best team in the East is Manchester. So,
You got to believe in your school, though, man. You got to believe in the Warriors.
but they've struggled.
They have.
They haven't been playing as good as anybody had the expectations on. So, because I mean, Grass Lake, Napoleon was the better team, but Grass Lake had a chance in that game, and they didn't win that. They lost to a very banged up Center team, as well last week. So,
Oh, man. I can't believe it. I can't believe he's picking against Grass Lake.
I'm taking the Dutch.
Wow. I was going to take the Dutch because, first of all, I just think that they were going to win. But now you have me thinking about taking Grass Lake here. I can't believe you didn't pick Grass Lake. I'm actually kind of stunned by that.
But you're actually surprised?
Yeah, I thought you were going to take Grass. I thought you were just going to take Grass Lake just to take them because
If
that's
they
your
played
team, right?
Columbia, I would have taken Grass Lake. They actually already played this year. So.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So I won't get off of what I was going to do, though. I'll still take Manchester. Grass Lake has struggled, and even though it's a must-win for them, I just feel like things just haven't been clicking. So I'll take Manchester here.
Jackson High, our final high school game, the game you will see live Friday night starting at 6:45. Myself and the supervisor, Dan Gallagher, at J High Friday night. They take on Chelsea. Now, Jackson High was right. This would have been the de facto SEC White championship game. if Jackson wouldn't have lost the last 2 weeks.
Right.
Because now Chelsea's 5-1, and they are really good. And they already beat Tecumseh, who Jackson beat. They beat Adrian, who Jackson lost to. And Chelsea beat Pinckney, who Jackson beat. So Chelsea's already beat everybody, one of those teams that Jackson has even lost to. And Jackson High struggled. The last 2 weeks it was a bad loss. They folded in the second half against Ipsy Community. And then, again, they led at halftime. And then late in the fourth quarter, they gave up a safety and then a touchdown to lose to Adrian. So I am going to take Coach Dean and the Chelsea Bulldogs against Jackson High. I just think Chelsea's the better team, and they're going to solidify their SEC white stand there.
Both teams are good. Both teams are very good football
And I'm
teams.
not taking away from Jackson High, though.
Of course
they
not.
They are a good team, but they've struggled just the last 2 weeks, and Chelsea's the better team.
Yeah, so I think this is the first time this season I'm picking against Jackson. But I going into this, I thought it was probably going to be Chelsea's game to lose. I mean, they are on paper the better team, but if Jackson can play some clean football, I think they have a shot at winning this game or at least keeping it extremely close.
And a couple times we've seen them this season, even just on highlights too. They can control the clock and they can just run the ball and eat the clock like Napoleon. Jackson has mostly design quarterback runs or short screen and running playbook. They don't ever really take deep shots or more, I guess, passing or air raid. So Jackson can take up the clock. If they can control the clock and time of possession, be mostly successful on offense, and don't turn it over, and don't take your foot off the gas too, because the last 2 weeks they've had the lead at halftime and then ended up losing.
Yeah.
So if they can finish strong, don't turn it over, don't have any stupid penalties, and control the clock, Jackson will be in this game. But I will take Chelsea, though.
Yeah, I think no matter what, though, this is like a must-watch game. There's so many storylines going on. It's just, this is going to be a good game. So definitely want to watch this one.
College football, the Red River rivalry, number 1, Arch Manning in Texas, taking on the Sooners, number 18 from Oklahoma. Give me Archie Manning in Texas.
Yeah, that's the safe
They're
pick
the best
here.
team in college football. So
It's either them or Ohio State, the way I look at it. So it's, they're going to live up to it. I think this game will not be easy. This is going to be I know they face Michigan and a few other teams. This will be their toughest test so far. Oklahoma is not a slouch, but I got to take Texas here. They are the team.
And
to
it's
beat.
always a shootout, and it's always a great game, Texas, Oklahoma. So Cal, who should have beat Miami last week, except Miami scored 30 points in the second half and came back and won. They take on number 22, Pitt. Give me Cal.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me, dude! I need to start picking first. No,
But
oh,
you know what I had circled on my paper?
what?
I had Pitt circled on
No
my paper.
way.
But just to throw you off, because I didn't know you were going to pick ahead of time. So I'm taking Cal. I think because they should have beat Miami, it shows they can hang with these ranked teams.
Yeah.
So I'm taking Cal.
All right, fine. I'll take Pitt then. I was gonna take Cal, but this is the game.
That's
This is one
also
of
a safe pick.
Yeah,
so.
well, this is one of those games where I feel like I should go with whatever the opposite you have, because I think this game is a pick 'em to me. So I'll take Pitt. We'll see what happens. I'll be 100% honest with you. I have not watched a single snap of Pitt football this year, but I watched Cal against Miami.
Because here it's like, who cares?
Right.
Another big one, probably bigger than Texas, Oklahoma to me.
I think so.
Number 2, the Buckeyes going to Eugene. Not Eugene Krabs, but Eugene, Oregon. I think I said that last week, too.
Did you?
They play at the Ducks, number 3, Oregon. Now, Ohio State, Adam says they're the best team in college football.
Either them or Texas.
You're right.
Yeah.
Oregon is number 3. Although they started off the year shaky, they still won, but they almost lost to 2 unranked schools, including Idaho. I thought they just grew potatoes there. But nonetheless, Oregon's still number 3. This is a tough game.
Oh man, who's he picking?
Give me the team that starts with the letter O.
Oh man. Okay. Oh wait, both teams. Wait a minute.
Right.
Both teams have O. No, I'm sorry. Okay.
Give me the number 3 Ducks of Oregon. I think they will beat the Buckeyes.
Oh man, I'm so glad you said that. I will take the team that's below Michigan, in the United States. I'll take the Buckeyes here.
And I could have picked either way. That's going to be a great game.
Yeah, both teams are good. I think Ohio State is just their receivers are so amazing.
I do want to look up.
They're high caliber.
I do want to look up the spread for that game. What do you think the spread is?
It's got to be close to even. I would say, I would say minus. I'll say Ohio State -2.
Ohio State -3.
Okay, so that was pretty close.
And then that Cal Pitt game, it's Pitt -3.
Hey.
Total over under 58.5.
Woo!
Wow.
Look, you took 2 underdogs, and I took two favorites with those last 2 games.
Another big one. Number 9, Ole Miss at number 13, LSU. Give me Eli Manning and Ole Miss.
Something tells me he doesn't play there anymore. But I'll take LSU. I think LSU at home, one of the harder teams to beat in college football. And they have a lot to prove against a really good Ole Miss team. And I think they're going to do it. So give me the Tigers.
Let me pencil you in here. We have a lot of different
For college, yeah.
picks
High school,
now.
there's not
You
much.
have 4 different picks than me. You're down
I
by
could
4.
tie this up with just these, not even including NFL.
And one more college game, Dion taking on number 18, Kansas State. It's actually only Kansas State -2.
Wow. Yeah, it's
I
in
know.
Colorado, so okay.
But give me Kansas State.
Same here. I'm taking Kansas State. I think they're the better team. Colorado's got a lot of talented players on there, but it's just not.
But
up
they
to the
can't get it
caliber.
together, though.
Yeah, it's not up
They
to the
couldn't
caliber
even
of
beat
Kansas State.
Nebraska.
No, so this will be a loss, even though I think this game could get interesting. But give me Kansas State here.
A game that I'll have to watch on the way back from Comerica tomorrow night, just because my brother's a Seattle fan.
Oh,
Seattle
yeah.
Thursday Night Football against the Niners. Give me the depleted San Francisco 49ers over Geno in Seattle.
Of the NFL games, to me, this was one of the ones that were the biggest question mark.
Hey, this will be a great game, by the way.
It's going to be a good
Another
game.
good Thursday game.
Yeah, which is interesting because past couple of years it's been pretty
Al
bad.
Michaels must be happy now.
Yeah,
He won't
yeah.
complain anymore. He might still, but
This is more of a must-win for San Fran, in my opinion. You look at
Oh, right.
Seattle; they still have a chance to, sure it's a big game for them as well, but San Fran is the favorites to. Some could argue going into the season they could have been the favorites to win it all after how last year ended. So
and then McCaffrey gets hurt,
Yeah.
and Debo, and everybody got hurt at
it's
some
just
point.
not. Yeah, it just hasn't come together. So it's like in terms of complete teams, you have to believe Seattle's the more complete team right now. But San Fran, I think, will find a way to win. It's in Seattle.
I think
It's a
it'll
tough
be
game.
just like the Saints-Chiefs game. I think it'll be one of those low-scoring battles.
Yeah,
So,
for sure. But give me the 49ers. I think they're able to very closely get that win.
Back-to-back Sundays, I have to get up at 9 o'clock to watch a 9:30 game.
Are you sure you want to watch this game, though?
No. Jacksonville. This is going to be so bad. I feel bad for anyone who's going to that. Just dump your passports now.
You get to see Caleb Williams in that offense, so that's interesting.
Well, what's interesting is because in Florida of the hurricane, I wonder how Jacksonville's getting out of Florida to fly to London.
Wonder if they've already gotten out of there. They probably have already gotten him out of there. Get him someplace
think,
else.
right.
Yeah.
But as much as I hate the Bears, they are a better team than Jacksonville. Give me Caleb Williams in Chicago.
I think they're kind of on a little mini roll right now. And,
Yeah.
and NFC North is on paper
But their
the
last
toughest
game
division.
didn't count. They played Carolina, so
Yeah, but at least an improved Carolina team compared to what it was with Bryce Young. I
Right.
mean, they look a little different, but yeah,
I
they're
give them
still
a
terrible
little bit
team.
more credit.
They're still a really bad NFL team, though, for sure. But I think the Bears' offense is clicking a little bit, and their defense is starting to look a little bit better. So if Swift can run well, If Caleb Williams can connect on his passes, they're going to win that game. So give me the Bears.
The Packers, this is going to be a tough game for Green Bay at Lambeau against Marvin Harrison and Kyler Murray and the Cardinals. Of course, you know who I'm rolling with.
Yeah, I think we're closing in. I think we're closing in on the last few weeks before the new Call of Duty comes out. So I only have a certain amount of time to
What
pick
does that
Kyler,
have to do with?
because you only have a certain amount of time to pick Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
So
I was going
will
to
pick,
say at first, what are you on?
Yeah,
I
no.
don't-
So I will take the Cardinals here
Uh-huh.
because I think this will be one of the last few wins that the Cardinals get as a team, at least if Kyler Murray is quarterbacking, because it's been his time playing some Black Ops 6. So give me the Cardinals here.
I didn't even know the new game was coming out. So,
See, I one step up on you there.
but I do think it'll be a good game, and that'll be a really good matchup. I don't know if Jair Alexander is going to be back for this week, but if he is, him on Marvin Harrison, or even Nixon hasn't been playing that bad for Green Bay either. Keyshawn Nixon and Xavier McKinney on Marvin Harrison. That's going to be
It's going to be
a great defensive matchup. And McKinney so far, call it bias, but he's had 5 picks
He's been
through 4 games or 5
you
games
can
so
argue
far.
he's been the best DB in the league this year. You can definitely make
So
that
far,
argument.
he's the defensive player of the year. So,
Yeah, and they typically don't give that to DBs, but I mean, for sure, he's the best DB.
but if he keeps rolling how he is now, he's got to get some votes
Yeah.
at least.
Oh, for sure. I will tack on just to the Cardinals thing because I
Okay.
think it's interesting. I think they're one receiver away from being absolutely unstoppable on offense. I think they need to let up Marvin Harrison a little bit. I think, I don't want them to overuse him. I don't want him to be in too many double teams eventually and stuff. So it's like, I think, and McBride is really good as a tight end, but I think they're one receiver away from being, really, really good.
So, I don't think the Cardinals are one of the teams in the mix, but what if the Cardinals had Devontae Adams to go with Marvin Harrison?
Oh, that'd be so nasty. It'd be so nasty. I don't see him going there. I see him going to a clear championship contender if he's going to go anywhere. If they're
Well,
able
it
to get
ain't
that trade
he ain't going to the Jets then if
No.
it's championship
No.
contenders.
They still have a shot, but
No, they had no chance.
We'll see
I
what
think
happens
the Jets are cooked.
yeah.
And by the way, if we have time at the end, I do want to talk more about the Jets coach being fired. But the Bucks playing at the Saints. The Saints really sucked against Kansas City. Kansas City also sucked in that game. Give me Baker and Tampa.
This is got to be a big bounce back win for Tampa Bay. So I'll take Baker Mayfield. I believe that it's going to be the better quarterback play. And I feel like the Bucks defense has to bounce back and will bounce back this game. So I will take the Buccaneers.
I think this will be the most exciting game of the week in the NFL.
Oh, I'm so excited for this one.
Jaden Daniels and Washington playing my fantasy quarterback, Lamar, Zay Flowers, Derrick Henry, and the Baltimore Ravens at Baltimore. Even though I really like Jaden Daniels in Washington, they are playing awesome right now. They're such a young team, too. Imagine they're only going to get better, too, the more experience those guys get, even though they're already playing great right now. This is a tough game. It really is.
It is.
But Lamar's my fantasy quarterback. I got to roll with the Ravens.
I can't pick against the Ravens this year. Ravens are my other team other than the Lions here for the NFL. So I got to take the Ravens. I think this game, if you're telling me if I picked Washington, I could have a few points. I might do that. But because it's just straight up pick 'em, I got to take Baltimore. But this will be a 1-score game. This will come down to the final possession. I am so excited. Quarterback play in this game will be huge. And I think Daniels is going to torch the secondary, most importantly, the linebackers of the Ravens. I think look for him to connect on a lot of slants and then also just, run around like crazy until you get somebody open. We're going to see it happening.
Lamar, too.
Lamar, too. And all this I say is going to be exactly the same for Lamar as well. But
right.
I got the Ravens.
A big game for the Lions at the Cowboys. You remember how it ended last year.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
And because of that, I am going to take the Lions. I'm going to take the Lions.
Look at you taking the Lions and the Bears this week. Look at you.
I know. Is something
Man.
wrong with me?
I think it is. I think you're turning
Yeah.
into you're starting to drink that blue Kool-Aid. I will take.
Need to go to IEP before
That's
then.
right. I'll take the Lions here. They're definitely the better team of these two. Cowboys barely survived against the Steelers in just a nasty looking game. It just was not good. Lions are going to be way too much offensively for him, even in Dallas. So,
Although
give me the Lions.
one of my 2 running backs is Rico Dowdle from the Cowboys.
Oh, he's one of your backs.
Yeah. I had Pacheco though in the season.
Oh,
when he got
yeah.
hurt. So I've been playing. I don't know what the right word is, but I've just
Been like running back by committee almost, or like
pretty much
Yeah.
I have the same main running back, but then the other.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know. What you mean.
My second running back in the lineup's just been alternating each week.
Yeah.
So it's a wheel and a mania of running backs for my team. Even though now I'm 2-3, and this is not looking good for my fantasy team. But Sunday night, Bengals playing the Giants. The Giants suck. Give me the Bengals.
Ugh. Both teams suck. You know,
That's-
the response.
That's true.
The response from Joe Burrow, though, at the end of that Ravens game, saying like we are not a championship caliber team,
He ain't wrong.
makes me
Not
want
even a playoff team.
makes me feel like that the Bengals are going to put so much into this game, and I don't know if the same is going to be for the Giants. But I kind of want to take the Giants here because Bengals have played so poorly.
The Giants are even worse.
Yeah, I know. I'll take the Bengals here. I think it's much more of a must-win for them. Giants, even with a loss here, they're in a not-so-great division right now in terms of, other than Washington. I feel like Washington's the clear favorite in the East.
Right.
But other than that second place in a potential wild card is open, so they're still playing for something. I don't think the Eagles are running away with it, or the Cowboys.
Washington versus the Cowboys will be a good game.
That'll
when
be
that
really
comes
good.
up.
That'll be really good.
So you're taking the Bengals then?
I'm taking the Bengals. I think they have more to lose right now.
And Monday night, the Jets have been struggling. Give me the Bills.
I don't know how. I looked it up, and the Bills are 2.5-point favorites, and to me, that's kind
fair.
of to me. I don't. Their first game with the coach was just fired so suddenly for the Jets, and kind of I feel like that could have sent them into a tailspin. I know some teams do better when they get their head coach fired, but I think that came out of nowhere so much that something's going to happen. I think the Bills are going to easily win this game. I think that spread could be up to 7 points.
Wow, and that means the Jets would go to 2-4.
Which is crazy because I still think the Jets are a good team, but once you get rid of that head coach, things start to happen.
Even after they lose to the Bills, because you've said it on the show for a few weeks now. The Jets are still a great team.
I
Are
agree.
you still on that? On with the Jets?
I'll tell you this. If Robert Saleh was still the head coach, I would have picked them in this game. And I'm not saying anything about the interim coach.
Wow. Okay.
But you do that. You get rid of a head coach. Kind of sends that, sometimes, depends on the coach, but sometimes sends that team into a tailspin. You're facing a rival at home, and the Bills had a demoralizing loss last week. So it's like the Bills are going to win this game, but I feel like it'd be a lot closer, and you could potentially even say the Jets could be the favorites if Saleh wouldn't have got fired.
We will talk briefly about the Jets firing their coach, Saleh, when we come back. But before we do that, when we come back, Week 7 of high school football coming up Friday night. Chelsea taking on Jackson High. We will break down that game coming up next. And welcome back here on JTV. Before we go, Week 7 of high school football happening this week. Chelsea playing at Jackson High. Thanks to Minuteman Sewer and Drain. We will be live at 6:45. Myself and Dan Gallagher. We have a light crew this week.
Yeah, it's the lightest it's been
just
so far.
Me and Dan Gallagher.
That's right.
On the call. So, and then next week, Week 8 and 9, our whole band will be back together for the last 2 weeks. So, really excited. What are you looking forward to, or what do you think is the biggest key for this game? We briefly talked about some keys earlier. I think the biggest thing is, more than anything, obviously, don't turn it over, don't have penalties. They have to finish strong, meaning Jackson High in the second half. They can't let their foot off the gas because, like I mentioned earlier, they lost 27-20 to a Ipsy Community. It's not a good team. And then they lost by 3 to Adrian last week. Jackson just can't let their foot off the gas. They have to basically pedal it out the entire game and just limit the mistakes, especially in the second half. That's the key.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of hit the nail right on the head. I mean, they just need to, if they can clean up their game, they can win. They can 100% win, but that's the question. Can they avoid committing penalties? That'll be the thing, because if it's close going into the fourth quarter, some of those penalties, man, will kill the hopes of a team.
Because we saw that in the Grass Lake Napoleon game. Remember that last drive by Grass Lake? It wouldn't have been 4th and 30 and having to throw a deep shot in the very last play for Grass Lake if it wasn't for the big penalty.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
the penalty is what'll kill you the most, and that's not how they should be preparing for a playoff game. Is oh man, we just need to clean up the penalties.
Right.
I think that's the only thing, because they're doing everything else, I think, okay. They're scoring fine. It's low scoring, but they have been winning most of their games. They just have to finish strong. They start to slack in the second half, and then the penalties happen, and it turns into a snowball, the penalties, and then they can't score, and then their defense also can't make a stop when needed. Just like I always say, have a good defense, don't turn the ball over, and if you run the football, you're going to win a lot of games. And that's what Jackson's done the first 4 weeks so far, up until the last 2 weeks.
That's why I say they can win this game. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that they can win this game. It's just if they can avoid committing those stupid mistakes, we'd call them.
It'll just be the penalties.
Yeah.
If they win the penalty battle, they are going to win this game, Jackson High, I think. And back to the Jets earlier, they fired their head coach, Robert Saleh. Did you see how they treated him when they fired him?
I heard they escorted him out. Let's see if they had security escort him out.
Yeah, and the whole team was watching.
That's rough, man.
And he didn't even get to tell the team he got fired or anybody.
Oh.
When he came into the office Monday, when they got back, whatever, they fired him. Security escorted him out. The team was watching. He didn't even get to say anything. That's a bad look on the Jets organization part.
Welcome to New York. Welcome to the Jets. That's the organization for you, though.
But I guess it's bad to me, in my opinion, any team to do him like that, though. I mean...
Oh, yeah. Especially for a coach to be kind of relatively 500 with the team. I know they're a little under 500, but I mean, his record was pretty close. I mean, I would almost more understand that with like a Matt Patricia or something like that, and not necessarily him.
He doesn't deserve a goodbye, Matt Patricia.
No, he'll just stay on that podcast with Bill Belichick. That'll be pretty much all he'll do.
But the Jets, again, will have a tough game Monday night against the Bills. So, for any other high school golf and soccer, volleyball, cross country, go to jtv.tv. Subscribe, too, by the way, to your favorite school. And each week you'll get an email. And tune in Friday night, live from J High. That's Adam. I'm David. Thanks to The Circle, Pataki, Minuteman, everybody. Thanks to Noah and our crew and our sponsors. Have a great weekend. See you, Adam, and we'll see you Friday.
Go Tigers!